Are we live? Yes. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. I am so grateful to be here today with you. My name is Michelle Wilson. I am the founder of Mompreneur Conversations. And today we're having a very special conversation that's really, really close to my heart. I have some special guests here. I'm here with my son, Jovan, and two very special people in my life, family, Lala and her son, Gabe. And Lala and Gabe are, like I said, are just like family to us. And today is really a special day. In honor of Autism Awareness Month, we're coming together and we are having a talk, just being us, a conversation with our sons. And this is presented by the Mom Convo series. And the reason that we are doing our live talk today, it's not about labels, it's not about definitions. It's simply about creating a space where our sons can show up as themselves. And as I said, it is April, it is Autism Acceptance Month. And for me, acceptance means allowing our children to be seen, heard, and valued for who they are, just as they are. So I'm just so honored to have you, Gabe, and Lala, and of course, my son, Javon. So just welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much.
Michelle. Always a pleasure to see you guys. And it's nice to be not only in the family space, but in the acceptance space as well. And this is such a monumental moment for our kids to come together and share and also, see things from their perspective. And it's just an adventure, constantly in this space. And so I feel honored to be here. Thank you so much for having us again.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And first, before we get started, I just want to ask, a fun fact. So I'll go toward with you, Lala, first. What is a fun fact that you want to just share with our audience today?
Fun fact is I have a tendency to dance in public.
Wow. You know, I remember when I was young, I used to dance. I was just talking about I used to dance in the grocery stores. I love dancing. So I love that fun fact. And so what about you, Gay? What is a fun fact that you would like our audience to know?
Um, my fun fact is that I like science, but I also like nature.
Oh, that's a good combination, nature and science. And then you, Javon, what would you say your fun fact is?
Well, my fun fact is I just like walking and moving around.
Walking and moving around. Yeah, I always see him in the backyard. He's always walking. And so my fun fact is, yes, I love dancing. But I love walking barefoot. I don't do it as much, but I love walking barefoot, especially on grass and sand. So that's kind of my fun fact. And as I said, today is just having a conversation with our sons. We're just going to, open it up and just listen to what they have to say. What is it they like to do? And, what is their kind of their dreams and maybe their ambitions? So I like to go out to Gabe first and kind of tell us what is like some of the things you like to do. What is your favorite thing you like to do during the day?
Honestly, my favorite thing to do is to make art. I have a lot of assignments right now, but when I don't, that is one of the first few things I do.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your art. I remember I've seen some of your art a few years ago, and it's amazing. Can you just tell us a little bit about your art?
Of course, most of my art, if not almost all of it, goes towards advocacy for Autism Awareness Month, awareness months in general, and especially for DV awareness and other stuff like that. Stuff that I am passionate about as someone who has experienced it in a way, but also has been a survivor and come out on the other side of it. I like to make art about it and bring awareness and hope to those that are in those situations and coming out of it.
Wow, that's very powerful. So thank you for sharing, being so courageous to share with us. And how about you, Javon? What do you like? What do you enjoy, especially during the day? What do you like to do?
Um, I like playing video games and watching stuff on YouTube, like animations and funny videos to make me laugh.
Yeah, I hear him laughing all the time. I remember when he was young, he learned that, I think from Joel Osteen, that like laughter is the best medicine. So I could say that he's laughing all the time. So I love it when you're watching your YouTube videos. I'm always asking him, "What are you watching?" And then he'll show
Mhm.
me.
I know they have. I always tell myself, I need to know, you know, trends and the latest things like through your world, like because things are constantly evolving and they're so creative, and we learn best, from our kids, and so it's nice to know the different like settings and new innovative creative styles that they have. Especially when it comes to games, that's also something that Gabriel enjoys as well. And listening to him trying to give me instructions on games at times is extremely interesting. um, and like I said, they're constantly being upgraded. So it's like by the time they come out with one game, then it's like, you know, 20 sequels to that one game. And so it's like he has to give me like the entire, they wrote a book about it, Mom, and they did this with it. And so
Yeah, and I know for me, Javon tries to explain, what is happening in the games, and I know there's a few games that he's really passionate about, and I know that one of the things you like doing is reading. You were telling me about a novel. Can you tell me a little bit about that novel that you've been reading?
Oh yeah, I can tell you about the novel.
Uh-huh.
The novel's called it's a web novel called Shadow Slave, and um, it's basically about a character escaping his fate about being a slave, and it's like a fantasy novel, and it has a lot of action in it, of like fighting monsters.
And how did you get started with reading that? Because I remember when
Oh,
he was telling me about it, he was like, it's like how
oh,
many pages is it online? I mean,
yeah. Oh, I saw it on a YouTube short.
oh, okay. Are you sure? And that's how you learn about your games
Yeah,
and your reading.
and that's how I learn about a lot of the video games I play
Yeah.
because I see other people play them.
Yeah, he loves watching other people play video games. How about you, Gabe? Do you watch other people playing video games or you just actually play them?
I just actually play them. I've played a lot of gems, Minecraft, Terraria, Fortnite when it was popular, uh, games like that. Um,
Minecraft never gets old.
it does not.
Yeah, I played
Gotta
that,
overhaul it.
and I played Terraria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tyria. Are you familiar with that one?
It's kind of like Minecraft.
Oh, it's kind of like Minecraft. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Um,
and
but yeah,
even Mario, right? Because we just
Yeah,
recently saw the Mario game. We went to the movie. So that's one of the things we like to do together is going to movies, watching movies together.
yeah,
So
like watching superhero movies.
superhero movies. Like what's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay, why is Spider-Man your favorite superhero?
Um, because he never gives up.
He never gives up. Yeah.
That's just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And he's friendly, right?
Yeah.
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 How about you, Gabe? Do you have any favorite type of movies that you like to go to or watch?
one of my favorite movies would have to be probably. I mean, I did see the Mario movie. It was good, but
Yeah,
also
that's a good movie.
it
What
came
do
out.
you like best about it? I mean, I'm a kid at heart when I go to these movies too, like I love
But
I love
also, let's see. Oh, one of my favorite characters from Marvel would be like Iron Man. He's smart. He's a little cocky, but he's smart. He's humble most of the time, and he's a hero above all. So
We actually like going to the movies, but we're more like critics, that's the
yeah,
interesting part. Like you
Oh,
would think Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, because we're literally breaking down every component of the movie, from the directors to the writers to if AI wrote the script, or when they're
actors.
coming out with a sequel and all the predictions that move forward. Like, so we turn into like these mystery writers, and as if we're characters in the movie at times. And then Gabriel will, say, "Oh, I knew that was going to happen. So that means part 2, and that comes from the book, and then the comic book, and then the interview." And I'm like, "No, that comes from the trailer that they came out like 6 months ago." And so we kind of we have to be careful because we get a little bit too and deep with the movie.
Intertwined with the
intertwined with it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, I would say that we just, like you said, we at the end it's always like, what did you like best about the movies? And I just remember, Javon growing up with, like we just, Mario, and just how it's evolved over the years, and It's amazing. I think, what did they celebrate? Like their 50th year?
Or
No,
30th,
30th or 35?
maybe 35.
Yeah, I think it was the 35th anniversary. And I was like, wow, that is a long,
And
long
they're coming
time.
back with, like Zelda and
Yeah.
Tetris and all this. It's just
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sonic. Yep,
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw
I
that.
saw those movies.
Yeah, we saw those movies, and actually another one's going to be probably coming out soon.
Yeah,
And
the fourth one, I
I know,
think.
yeah. And what else is coming out that we're going to be watching that you've been having your eye out?
There's gonna be a new Dune.
A new Dune. Yeah, Dune.
Ooh,
We watched that over the pandemic. We started getting into Dune, so that's kind of one of our
it's in
family movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me, what are you excited about, Gabe? What's coming up in the horizon for you? What are you excited about?
My graduation.
Wow.
I am very excited, and yeah,
You know, I'm excited for you. Gosh, I can't remember. I remember when they were young, right, Lala?
It's so fast.
So fast. Like what happened to those years? And gosh, I remember, going to the beach with our kids and so forth. And now, Gabe is what you're graduating high school. That's phenomenal. I think that's so amazing. And I know Javon, it's been a few years since he's graduated, but it just went by so fast.
It's like
Yeah.
like a blink, like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you're graduating, So yeah, it seems like yesterday, like we have this joke every time we go through a tunnel because we call it in his Gabe voice when he was younger. Every time you'd go through tunnel, like, I want tunnel, train. Like, oh my gosh, like
And now they're speaking, and it's just amazing. So, what about you, Javon? What are you excited about? Like, what's coming up on the horizon for you? Anything you're looking forward to doing?
Maybe seeing Dune. I left off on a cliffhanger.
Oh, you left up on a cliffhanger, right? How many years has it been? Probably like
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years. Imagine being in a cliffhanger 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, there are books, so you could read that.
Oh, okay, yeah. I might have to go back and rewatch them again because for me, when I watch a movie, I don't remember what the movie's about, so I'll probably have to watch it a few times. We like to go back and watch the sequels before we go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, you two? Is there anything else on your mind, Gabe? What about you, Javon? Do we have to be proud moms and say what they're up to? Right?
The floor. We're giving you the floor so you guys can talk.
Giving you the floor. Yeah.
Well, I could talk about just how much hope there is in the world right now. Despite everything that's going on, just people banding together no matter what and not turning their backs on each other. And it's inspiring. It inspires me. I know it inspires my mom. And just, everyone's kindness, despite, what's going on in the world right now, outside of politics, but just, on smaller scales, like, in communities, neighborhoods, counties, there's a lot going on. And despite all the changes, despite all of the chaos, people still find a way to work together and grow. And I just think it's beautiful.
Thank you.
How about you, Javon? Well, I know for us, family is really important, right?
Yeah.
I know for us, we have our rituals, we still, even though he's 22, we still go to church as a family, us, and I really love that. I really love the fact that Javon is, he does Toastmasters. So this is really his first time speaking. I'm so proud of him. And I remember when I asked him about doing the live, normally his response is, I'll think about it. And he was like, sure. And so that for me was like a proud moment. I could see his Javon's growth in speaking and just being more open. So I'm really, really thankful and grateful for this time that we have together here. and really looking forward to seeing, what the world has for these two brilliant minds. Javon has a sense of humor. He's funny. Like I said, he laughs all the time, and that laughter helps me keep me positive. Like you're saying, Gabe, staying positive. And I think laughter is the best way to stay positive. So I think Javon every day that I can hear him laugh during those moments when I need laughter in my life.
I think it's amazing that they, were able to look at their growth and look at their accomplishments and just, just going back over the journey, right, between motherhood and then watching your kids grow, and like you said, church and family and so forth. And he'll remind me, he'll say, "Did you pray? Or did you pray? If I have a problem," he's like, "Well, did you talk to God about it?" I'm like, "Not today." Not today. But I think it's amazing that we're able to, instill those values into our kids, into our youth, and so forth, so that they're not shaken, they're not easily shaken. And I think it's great that, he picks on me a little bit sometimes, though, so he's able to find a lot of humor and so forth, and very kind and compassionate. And it's nice to see, just watching them spread their wings and fly, like how they interact with others, and, their difference in opinions and certain perspectives and so forth. And I just feel blessed, to be his mom.
I'm blessed to have you as a mom.
I always say that God gave me a gift, that Javon is a gift from God. I say that, because I've learned so much through, like you said, as moms.
Right.
In the beginning, I mean, to get us here where they're at now, I mean, there was, like you said, a lot of advocacy, some heartaches, a lot of pain, but it was all, I know for you, Lala, it was all worth it. And so that's just to see you and your journey. And I'm sure, we've been on this journey together for a while, for a while. So I've just really been honored for us to be able to come together and just have a conversations with our sons today. And, before we close out our live, I just wanted to see what you're up to, what's going on in your life. And if you just want to share, are you working on any projects? I mean, I can't imagine. I know that Gabe is getting ready to like I said, his wings, he might be going to college, right? So, wow, that, that empty nest feeling, but maybe not. But I'm just curious to know what you're up to these days, or what your future, what you're looking to do in the next year or two.
Yeah. Well, I would say right now, currently, I'm totally in 100% mom mode and enjoying this journey, which is so intense. It's so different from when we were younger,
Right.
And I'm sure even with, your other children, you're able to see like a complete difference. And so I really have felt honored in partaking in that, and participating with other parents, and just getting even newfound awareness as things are constantly changing in the educational system, and being a support to him and just watching him thrive. That's been like 100% the main focus. And then, as you know, there are some other projects that are up on the horizon, and it'll remain a little bit undisclosed for right now. But they are intentional and expressive projects that I'm happy to be a part of, both community driven and global based. And so it just, again, is another extension of what this journey of life is like. And it involves art, it involves so many different variables of things. And so I just feel excited, and I know he's excited too, especially with his upcoming college journey. So
I'm so excited for you. And I know for Javon, we're exploring, either school or maybe part-time work, but, just that exploration, really looking for what their purpose and what they're driven, what they love. And I do want to spill one little, I know we said we have projects, but I know that we're going to be collaborating on a project next year that I'm excited about. So I'm just I'm going to share a little bit about that. But, we are really, with April as being, Autism Awareness. And, I feel like it's time. I don't know for you, Lala, but, my journey with my son has been very private. And, I've learned a lot on the way regarding advocacy. So next year we want to collaborate and create a virtual summit, but we want to bring resources to other moms and parents who are experiencing the same journey when it comes to autism. And it's really about celebration. I mean, I've learned so much through, like I said, my son's eyes, and learning how to communicate and just really loving him where he's at. And so we're really looking to collaborate together, not just on the summit, but just bringing resources, because I know in my journey, it was like I had, it was like finding a needle in a haystack for me, like looking for the resources. Javon was diagnosed really late, but I knew early on that there was something going on, and it took a long time for me to get the answers. So that's why I'm excited about joining with you, Lala, and collaborating with you for next year regarding Autism Awareness Week. So today we just wanted to, like I said, have a conversation with our kids, our sons here. And
champions.
Yeah, champions. Like I said, Javon's my superhero. He's my Avenger. He's my Superman.
That's right.
Spider-Man, all those things I say, because he gives me, look at that. I think it's time to get you a Superman, or actually a Spider-Man shirt. But just so very thankful. And then for me myself, I'm working on a project too. I'm launching, or I say launching, I am finishing up writing my book that's actually on pre-sale, If Laundry Could Talk. And so I'm really excited about that and that book release this year. And it's really about our journey, Javon and I journey through not only autism, but hospital rooms, and, just how God really brought me through. So I'm just really thankful and grateful for that. It's going to be happening this year. And, hopefully we'll be able to have another conversation with our sons and bring on more young people that we can, chat with and just have conversations with, because I think it's really important. It's just about us being ourselves and just being accepted for who we are. So is there any last words, Gabe and Lala, that you would like to share? And then I'll ask you, Javon.
Just thank you for having this opportunity with us, and thank you for just bringing together just us as a unit, so that we can bring forth hope and clarity for not just parents, but also children alike, let alone anyone else that would need this level of assistance in this area. And it's pretty important. It's definitely undersupplied, so it's a beautiful thing to see it, come to fruition.
Aww.
Yeah, thank you, Gabe. Oh my gosh, I love you. You, Lala. Is there something you would like to? Actually, go to Javon, and then I'll come to you, Lala. Okay, Javon.
I'm listening to him, and I remember that our sons are with us, when they're watching us advocate for them. So it's really refreshing to see. Even when I'm listening to him speak, I'm like,
who is that, right?
Okay, it lets me know that these spaces are needed, and it lets me know that we're definitely on the right track, and we definitely need to keep going. There are a lot of resources that are needed and a lot of support that's needed, and I'm so grateful of the supports that we've received, which I'm sure we'll get into more in that, as we move forward in the collaborations. But I'm also excited to, not just be a participant, in the journey, but even being a witness, like even watching Javon, gosh, I can't believe how big he got, so quick, and just watching the different challenges. And this space is needed because each, mother, father, each parent, it's different, and those journeys infused together, it not only brings encouragement, inspiration, but also levels of awareness and, additional support and inquiry on things that we may not even know. And we're able to be a support to one another, but also even within our community. So I just want to thank you again, Michelle, for, warming things up, if you will, getting us ready as we, move forward. And I'm so happy that Javon, that you got on as well. It's always a pleasure to see you. And you are such a champion, and you are so like, you are your mother's light and her strength, and you keep her motivated. And I'm just very, very inspired, and just really, really happy that you're doing very, very well. And so thank you, Michelle, for having us again. And I'm looking forward to what we have to look forward to in the future. That's what I wanted to say.
I would like to, before I go to Javon, just say I want to have an invitation. I would love to have another talk. I think it's great that we're able to come on, and I know we're going to get together and maybe do a baseball game, or it's time for us to do something fun together as a family. Don't live close to me anymore, so it's really good that we're able to get on Zoom and get on. I mean, this is our first time doing a live, but I'm really looking forward to, as our children continue to grow and become, as you said, a light in the world. I'm just really looking forward to it. So Javon, what would you like to say in closing?
I would like to thank God for bringing us together.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh my gosh. So yes, I want to thank God for bringing us together, and we are just, as I said, very thankful and blessed. It is about community. It is about a tribe. I mean, there were times when it felt like I was so alone in the journey, but in the end, there was just so many people out there who were able to help us with our next steps. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you, Lala and Gabe, for saying yes to this live, and thank you, Siobhan, for saying yes. So with that, family, I'm going to go ahead and close out our show for today, but just thank you. As I said, today is just all about awareness, and that we are different but all the same. We all are human beings of love, joy, and light, and that's really what matters, as Gabe even said, and what Javon said about just bringing us together, and just thanking God. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out our live. Have a blessed day, everyone. All right, till next time.
You guys do.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Love you.